You should ask Conor
carefree.
McGregor if he has that
She's
same problem.
carefree. I will. I'm going to ask him when we get to Oregon to the retreat.
Am I still invited?
Yeah. Oh, I should have invited Taylor. That would have been the coup de grace. That's the coup de grace. He wants Taylor to come.
Oh, he was watching the podcast and man, he thinks it's great. That one dude always wearing the blue stuff is great. The other guy, the old guy, don't bring him. Yeah.
I should have done a little research and found out who like the captain of the Blues is, and like and like he's gonna be there too, and like Gretzky's there too. They're all big hockey fans, and Gretzky likes to come, and we've actually got an indoor rink. We're gonna hit a few pucks. You ever get on the ice?
No, never. But like I'll do it in sneakers. That's cool.
Meanwhile, when he like has ice skates at his house, I would wager he's
sharp.
ready to roll.
Yeah.
You've got do you have a stick handy? Like if there were a rink downstairs, could you mostly suit up and go play?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got 15 sticks. 10
I've got all my
stuff.
stuff.
I have more sticks from next to. I was gonna say I have more sticks than guns. I think that might be a tall order, but I have. I've got a dozen sticks 15 feet from me.
I've got an Al McInnes stick I could take some shots with if I want to ruin the value.
The more I exaggerated with that, the meaner I felt and the worse I felt about myself. Because I felt like, in the same way that afterwards you were still kind of let down, I was building it myself up to, and I'm convincing myself in my own acting technique that I actually am going to do these things. I'm believing it myself. So afterwards I was like, man, that retreat is going to be fun. Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Shit, I made that shit up.
That's why you were taking so long to come back from getting your sodas. I can picture you in the bathroom, like jogging in place, like, all right, how now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? How now? Get back in and just spin your web of lies.
Yeah. God, I like to do that sometimes.
The way Woody's looking, it actually makes me feel bad because I can see that you. Get really upset.
I'm sorry. I can see it too. That's why I brought it back up. I apologize.
It's okay. I mean, it's a joke.
I know it was a mean joke. Now I do this to my girlfriend. My girlfriend she's like, you've got to stop that. You've got to stop it because sometimes you forget to come back and be like, just kidding. And so I go like 3 days thinking that you actually think one of my legs is shorter than the other, or that you actually think that my eyes are crooked or something. Because I'll like fuck with her sometimes and do real mean and like angry shit, and just to get her goat, as I say. I told Chiz the other day I like to terrify her. I feel like it's good for you to be frightened. I feel like it's good for your system. I don't know why I think that, but I just feel like getting that adrenal gland to actually do something occasionally is good for your body's chemistry and makes you, keep that heart stressed. Fuck you. We're in our mid-20s and we're healthy people.
No, that's true. I saw it on the side of a box of Cheerios. Heart healthy.
I'm not in my mid-20s. She's in her mid-20s and she's a healthy person. So what I like to do is, any opportunity I get is to terrify her. So she'll oftentimes fall to sleep in bed, kind of sitting up because I stay up late and watch Netflix. And when I see that, I'll just scream at her, like in her ear, like this, and she'll wake up like, what the fuck, like all the time. But that's not enough, right? Because that's out of your sleep, and it's not as scary of a reaction because going from asleep to afraid isn't as violent as going from walking and knowing that everything's safe and being afraid, if you can imagine all that. So what I like to do is I hide in a closet or I hide in a doorway and I wait for her to walk by. And I've come up with a noise that I feel like really horrifies people because it's kind of a noise that human beings don't normally make. So I hide in the darkness, and just when she's by the doorway, I come at her and like hands in her face, like lurching at her and arms flailing. I go, and she has lost her shit like 3 times. Like she borderline cries, falls on her ass, and is like trying to get away. So we like to keep it light around here.
God, that sounds like you are so stressful. It'd be like living in the Jackass house where you're like going to take a shit and you just end up with 6 thumbtacks in your ass. I did something similar to that where it's like kind of not punking, but like fucking with people. I used to drive carpool in high school for a while, and I picked up a few people in my neighborhood. One was a girl, a little younger than me, a couple kids younger in the back, all middle school age, except for me and the older girl for the most part. Drove them all to school, picked them all up on the way back, and they would always start unbuckling their fucking seatbelts before I got to their house because I had like 3 houses to stop at, and I would always yell at them and be like, just keep your fucking seatbelts buckled, not because I gave a shit about their safety, but because they start like rummaging and doing all their shit, and it just pissed me off and stressed me out. And I was like, let me just get you out of here so I can fucking go home. And so I would always do seatbelt tests, and I was in my Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I would be going like 35 in the neighborhood, and then just right before we were going to get to their house, because they were anticipating me slowing down slowly and easing up, I'd just go just slam on the brakes, and they would surge forward. If they kept their seatbelts on like I would instruct every day, they would go and then they'd fall back and be like, God, Taylor, you fucking asshole. And I'd be like, just keep your seatbelt on. And one of the kids one day, I started to do it hard, like the hardest ever. I got up to like 40. It became like a game because my brother was in the back and he thought it was funny. I just slam on my brakes. And one day, the kid in the back that I wasn't related to unbuckles way too early. I didn't know. Taking him to his house. He's in the middle. The 2 seats in front of him are on the sides. So I slam on the brakes so fucking hard. He flies up, hits my dashboard, crumples like with his head up on like the dash and like his body down like where the shifter is. And I'm just like, oh shit, because his mom's like bringing snacks out to him because I'm the carpool. I'm like, just get in the back of the seat, just get in the back of the car. Don't you fucking tell him about this. Don't you fucking tell him that I've been doing seatbelt testing this whole fucking time. Don't you tell him about that. They pay me to drive you to school. You're not going to tell them about that. He's like, all right, Taylor, it's fine. And I stopped doing it that way. But yeah, he almost really hurt himself. He was like dazed for a second.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, you asshole. You almost really hurt him. That's what happened. Okay. Look at how your brain made it right, and you didn't even notice.
No, he should have stayed buckled up. I'm doling out life lessons over here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Good reference, Good reference.
It seems like going forward, he'd wear a seatbelt. You may have saved his life.
Guarantee it. Well, with you at least, because he knows you're a bad driver now.
No, those were all intentional stops. They were intentionally bad.
Well,
so